Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I had updated you guys on Monday that I was having symptoms of a miscarriage. And I did go to the hospital that night. I was waiting for my husband to get home. On Sunday, it all started with I had some spotting after walking my dogs, and I came home and I went to the restroom, and I was spotting pink. And when you have had a miscarriage already, you kind of just know. You know what it is. You know that that's what's happening. So I called my husband and I told him what was going on. And he came and he was like, just grab some clothes and let's go to the emergency room. So I went to the emergency room and I waited about 2 hours or 2 hours and a half before even going into triage to have, my weight, my pressure taken, all that stuff. And then after the 2 hours and a half, then I went back to the waiting room, waited another hour and a half to get an ultrasound. They didn't have any rooms available, so that's why it took forever. So when they finally had a room, I went in and had my ultrasound. So for the ultrasound, she did not tell me anything. I was in there, she did the ultrasound, she kind of like moved the screen away from me, and I just had to wait for the doctor to tell me what she saw. So when I went in there, she told me it would take about 45 minutes for the doctor to come tell me anything. So I waited, and the doctor came after about an hour, and she said, well, we can't see anything, but that's very common for 5 weeks. So we're just going to have you come in 2 days to do another blood test. In the meantime, I'm going to do a pelvic exam before you go, just to see if she saw any tissue or anything. So she did the pelvic exam and she did not see any tissue, but she did see blood clots. So for the amount of blood clots that I was having, she was concerned. And she said that my HCG came back at a level 5. So with all those things together and considered, it was a miscarriage. It's like, yeah, you're at a level 5, but I don't believe it's going up kind of deal, because there's so many things going on that indicate miscarriage that she didn't tell me it, but there's no hope. So I was supposed to go in today to the hospital, but today I also had an appointment scheduled for my first prenatal appointment. So I contacted OB and said, well, this is happening. I'm not going to need my prenatal appointment, but can I have my blood test done there? And she was like, sure, no problem. Come in. We'll have that ready, because I wanted to speak to a doctor. This is my second miscarriage. And it's like, I can't do it again. It's just so hard. It's horrible. It's the worst thing that any woman can experience. It's just draining emotionally, physically. It's just so much. It's entirely so much. So yeah. So I go in today and I'm talking to the lady up front, and she said, well, this is a miscarriage for your pregnancy in September, right? And I said, no, ma'am, I had a miscarriage in November for that pregnancy, and then now I'm having another one. And she's like, well, bless your heart. We actually don't have, we don't have kind of permission to treat you right now, because you never were referred to us through the clinic on base. Well, how am I supposed to get referred now if I am not pregnant, What they needed pretty much was for me to go to base, have a pregnancy test done, and be referred to them. But I am not pregnant, so they're not going to refer me to them. So I was very, very, in a bad place when she said that, and I left because, I'm going through enough, and you're gonna sit here and tell me, oh, insurance this, insurance that, you're gonna just have to pay for this visit because, we don't have permission. Well, how about you pretend it's my other miscarriage that you do have permission for that you never squared away? Mind you, I did go to the doctor and let them know that I miscarried my first pregnancy, and I did get blood tests done then. So if they don't have it documented, that's just horrible. I went in and I had all my paperwork from, because my miscarriage was in Florida when I was celebrating Thanksgiving with my family. And so I brought all my paperwork and I give it to them, and they don't have it documented. So I was like, pretty much you can use that information since you messed that up, you can use that to treat me now. It was very unprofessional of them, and I get it, they need permission, but make a phone call. How about you make a phone call, because this is serious. And she was like, oh, for them to answer me right now, it's probably 0 to none chances that somebody's gonna open the phone and grab it and answer me. Well, how about you try? So she had no intent, she was trying to leave and go home. So I left, and I did not get my blood tested. I'll probably go somewhere tomorrow and do it. Maybe I'll go right back to the hospital and do it and wait a bunch of hours. Or I'll even just go on base and try to do it on base. Because at this point, I'm going to change OBs for my next pregnancy. I'm not going to go there because they don't try to help you. And in a situation like this, I'm not here to, I'm not here to buy something from you. I'm here because I'm having a miscarriage, and I need to get my blood tested for, I need to have labs to make sure that everything is going the way it's supposed to go. But no, she's over here, oh, no, because, insurance, well, who's going to pay for it? Like, I'm not going anywhere. How about you put it on my tab? It just makes me so mad. It's like, I have insurance. I have insurance. They'll pay for the labs. So why are we still here talking? And it just made me mad, and it made the situation worse, because then she's like, oh, this miscarriage and the last miscarriage. And it was just real. Like, I've had 2 miscarriages. I miscarried my first child at 11 weeks. I went in because I was bleeding, and the baby was measuring 7 weeks. And now I find out I'm pregnant. I'm excited for 3 days, and then I start spotting. And nobody has anything to tell me why. There's no, scientific reason why. There is, but nobody wants to tell me. Nobody wants to test me. I'm over here like, poke me, put me under some scanner, do what you have to do, because I want to know what is going on. This is like the scariest, most like traumatic thing ever. And it's just like, I want help. I want to know what's the next step. And these people are just so chill about stuff. Like, oh no, we'll wait for your 3rd one to refer you anywhere. You're gonna wait for me to have another miscarriage to consider me high risk? 1 miscarriage is too many for you to just say, well, no, things happen. You need to have at least 3 miscarriages to be seen by a fertility doctor or specialist. And it's just like, why 3? I have to go through this again for you to see if there's something wrong with me? It's just, what is that? Like, why is that a thing? Why do you need to be seen for a 3rd one? For them, 2 is enough. Okay, once it was an accident. 2, let's get some testing done, because that is not okay. That is not normal. I can't do this again. I really can't do this again. This is, as I sat in that emergency room doing the same thing again, I was just like, I can't do this again. Like, I, like, oh my God. It's like when you have one miscarriage, you're like, you know what? The doctor said it happens, We always have hope to try again. It was a abnormality or something, and it just happened. Your body knew enough to just, let it go instead of developing. I get it. So I got pregnant again. This time I miscarried earlier. And you're going to tell me that I have to get pregnant again, miscarry again, for you to treat me and do something about it. That sucks. That sucks because I can't do that. So if I have to pay out of pocket, if I have to do anything, if I have to, I'm not going to get pregnant without seeing somebody. I don't want to lose my baby again. I don't want to put my body through that. I don't want to mess myself up with so many miscarriages that in reality then I won't be able to carry a child. And at this point, I feel that my problem is not getting pregnant. I get pregnant fairly quickly. I waited 2 cycles with my first one and 3 cycles with my first pregnancy and 2 cycles with this one. And that is not a long time. People wait years and have healthy pregnancies. People wait, you know what I'm saying? Like 5 or 6 or 7 cycles. And they have a healthy baby. So I got pregnant too. And, it was very unexpected and I was very excited. And all of a sudden, a miscarriage again. And it's just a lot. And if you're out there, if you're going through the same thing, let me just let you know, it is hard. I know. I get it. It is very hard. But get yourself checked. Get yourself checked. You can definitely cry. Don't let people tell you that it was like just a pregnancy. No. It's your child. It's your baby. Cry about it. People look at me like people were literally looking at me like if I was lying in the emergency room saying that I was pregnant when I was not pregnant. Like if I would want to go through some shit like that, excuse my language. Like if I want to sit there and, I'm literally crying in the emergency room I'm broken down in the emergency room and they're looking at me like, well, how far along are you? Well, we're going to do an ultrasound, but how far along are you? When was your last menstrual? So I'm here for fun? I'm here because I need a pad for my period? No, I know what it is to be pregnant. I know what it is to miscarry. I've done it before. And, I'm not very, I vent now and I can talk about this now, but I'm not very, I'm not yelling and screaming and argumentative in front of people. I'm very respectful. So I'm like, ma'am, this is what's going on. Well, it's getting dark down here, so I'm, trying to go up. Well, when was your last menstrual? I'm telling you that this is what it is. So please just try to help me. So for you guys going through a second miscarriage or a first, get yourself checked. Don't automatically think that because you only had one miscarriage, that means that your second one is going to be, A-okay. And I'm not being negative. I'm being real. Because I remember after my first pregnancy, I was like, I'll just try again and I'll be fine. This just happens. No, get checked. If you have the insurance that covers it, if you have the ability to get checked, one miscarriage is too many. Go get checked. If you need progesterone, if you need your husband to get a sperm analysis, if you need anything, get checked, because it's better to know and to get checked and to have the supplies that you need, the pills that you need, the scans that you need before going through a miscarriage again. Because if somebody wouldn't have made it so normal to me after my first miscarriage, I would have done it. And I would have gotten tested, and I would have, saved myself this heartache and this trouble and this pain. So I'm going to be updating you guys again. As soon as I'm going to call tomorrow to try to talk to a fertility doctor or my OB to refer me to a fertility doctor, and I'll keep you guys posted. I'm sorry this video is so long, but there was a lot to talk about. So thank you guys so much for watching, and comment if this has been your situation and what you did as far as testing and what worked for you. I would love to hear your experiences, and for those who have experienced loss, I'm very sorry for your loss, and just remember that those are your babies in heaven, and they do matter, and they do count, and they'll always be in your heart. So thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.